Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just here to quickly bring you another digi kit, and hopefully we're going to kind of get time to do a craft with me. I'd really like to do some fabric and paper clusters, but I don't know whether we'll definitely kind of tie that in with this video. So this kit, it's called Vintage Blue. It consists of 12 pages of what I would call the kind of body of the kit, and then you've got 14 pages of kind of background pages. So if I go through the background pages first, so you've got this gorgeous sheet here which is a collage page. I love those collage pages, they're just you know, really fun. So there's that one there, and then you've got lots of really beautiful kind of muted tones with kind of blues and a coffee dyed kind of effect on them. So it's, you know, it has got quite a vintage kind of feel running through it, you know, which hopefully kind of that comes across. So yeah, just there's another one, and the files come to you. It's one of my bigger kits, so you've got two files, basically two PDFs. One is for the background pages and one is for the body of the kit. So the background pages, obviously these ones, you can then set your printer settings to print borderless, which kind of, if you can see, you know, there's no border here. The print has gone right to the edge of the page. So that's why I kind of do it that way. So there's those. That one. This one, having just said about the borderless, my printer grabbed two pieces of paper here, so I had a little slither that went on the other piece of paper, so that's why that's happened. But I just, you know, included that rather than reprint it. And then this one here, it has got some pattern kind of on it, but it's very faint, and it's basically so that you can use this as a kind of background to your pieces. So you could kind of, you know, print kind of, I don't know, well, you could print, I guess, 12 copies of this single-sided, and then you can run them back through your printer when you came to do your body of your kit, and then these would be backed with this. So then when you kind of cut your journaling cards and things out, this is what's on the back. So I've tried to kind of, or, you know, in my last kit, Mary, which I haven't done a video for yet, I also included a kind of plain sheet, and I think I did with my one before that actually as well, just because I thought they're kind of useful, aren't they? So, you know, to be able to have a kind of background just plain on the back of your things, journaling cards and things, without having to actually coffee dye it and go through that kind of laborious process. Right, so this here, you've got 12 pages of the body of the kit. So you've got this one here with kind of journaling cards, you've got a ticket here, then you've got this one here. I've done these little border strips. I did these in my Dr. Dolittle kit, and I thought they were quite useful. Obviously not every kit is going to lend itself to that, but you know, I've included some of those on here. Little banner pieces, small kind of ticket type pieces, small tickets here, journaling cards. This one here with just some vintage kind of ephemera pieces, and obviously another kind of strip. Then you've got this one here, again, more journaling cards. You've got some tiny pieces here that you could kind of make danglies, or, you know, kind of decorate pieces up. Another banner. This one here, you've got a tag and another banner, some more tickets, some smaller little pieces there, some vintage doily kind of pieces there. Then you've got two pockets on here. And obviously, you know, you can see kind of lines where you need to fold them. This one not so much actually, because I kind of, you know, blurred it out with the, you know, kind of distressed effect. But you can still see them. But I mean, obviously, you know, you just kind of fold them in the obvious places. And then here you've got a large tag. You've got a couple of oval pieces there. Here you've got a couple more pockets. This one here with these lovely kind of vintage images. Then you've got a kind of banner piece here. You've got a shrunken kind of doily piece and a couple of tickets. Then here you've got an envelope, you've got a couple of butterflies, you've got some flowers for fussy cutting, a couple more kind of tickets in this kind of irregular shape, and an oval, a circle piece, and another banner. Then here you've got a couple of fussy cut, or you know, a couple of sheets for fussy cutting, perhaps I should say. Lots of kind of beautiful kind of blue tones. You've got lots of these frame pieces. I've included lots of those because I find them really useful to kind of have things like that to just pop around. You know, frames, I love frames, be them stamped or, you know, kind of from digis or from paper packs or whatever. I just think they go everywhere. Everywhere you put a frame, they just look great. So that's why I've tried to include quite a few of those in the fussy cuts. And then you've got obviously lots of flowers, you've got butterflies, little doily pieces, some of those little people, you know, the couples that you can cut out and kind of add on to tags or whatever. Then you've got another sheet of fussy cuts. Again, I've included a few more frames, small little pieces there, different style of frame, a little kind of banner piece that you could kind of fold over and hook it over, you know, double pages. Or obviously you could cut it in half and kind of just have it, you know, on 2 different pages. A couple more butterflies. And then on this one, you've got a coin envelope here. Again, you've got the kind of fold lines, a doily piece, a couple of more round pieces there, a shrunken version of one of the vintage photos, another little frame, another frame there. And then on the final page, you've got these 2 stationery pieces, which again, I've put them on the final page so that if you wanted to do them, you know, on plain paper rather than kind of thicker card, then you could just kind of print the final page just onto copy paper. So let's move my fabric to the side and let's see what we can come up with having a bit of a play with the kit. So I've got quite a few pieces that I've already cut out. So if I just pop that to one side, like that, I have got quite a few pieces here that I've already kind of cut out. And I've got quite a few pieces that I've cut out that aren't necessarily going to be in the kit now because I have changed them because they weren't kind of, you know, coming out in good enough quality. So they're now kind of different colours and things like that. But having said that, I've got obviously a lot of pieces that are in the kit. So I thought we'll just come on and have a bit of a play and see what we can come up with, really. So I spent lots of time yesterday fussy cutting loads and loads of pieces out, which, you know, I love fussy cutting anyway. So I've got this piece here, which is printed on slightly thicker kind of card, and I have got this piece here. So what I might do is take one of the tickets, not tickets, sorry, the pockets. So I'm going to cut that off and not use that as a pocket. Like that. I mean, I guess just to demonstrate, you know, just because they have been created as pockets, they don't have to be used as such. You know, you can kind of alter them and use them how you want to use them. So let me just pop these to the side. I'm really running out of space here today for some reason. So this one obviously was a pocket kind of up that way. So it might be kind of, you know, best to keep it, I guess, that way. And I've got some fabrics here that I've just brought along for the purpose of the video. So I thought we'd just kind of do some kind of clustering really with the fabrics. Now this is a very sheer fabric. Unfortunately, it's very thready, you know, prone to fraying, which is a shame because it's so pretty. I don't think the you know, kind of candle kind of on the edges will really kind of work, because apart from anything else, you know, I don't want it kind of completely crinkled up. But I'm just going to cut around the edges slightly where it's kind of already frayed, like that. Now it's quite large on there, so we might want to cut that down slightly in a minute. And I'm just going to kind of right, now I must start saying kind of. Now this isn't because somebody's said anything, but they probably will soon. I just happen to kind of oh gosh, and I've said it again, even as I'm saying about it. I just went through some of my videos because I had been doing quite a lot ready to upload over the summer. So I had to kind of watch them and work out which video was, you know, in what order. I couldn't believe how many times I said kind of. It's obviously replaced literally, and it's become my new go-to word. So I'm going to try and get out of the habit of saying that. But even as I'm talking about it, I've said it several times. So it might be easier said than done, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I quite like it like that, I think. Should I have this flower on there? I could do, couldn't I? I could have that like that, I think. So I'm still persevering with this fabric glue. Still undecided. But we'll go for it. So I just picked up this fabric glue because it was you know, a lot cheaper than the Fabri-Tac, which is pretty expensive. So thought I'd see how I got on. I've also got wipes today because a couple of people have said that it, you know, they kind of cringe thinking that the tissue's going to come off everywhere. I mean, I can assure you it's really thick kitchen towel. It's not likely to come off anywhere, you know, I don't think anyway. Haven't ever experienced it kind of falling apart or anything. And then I did have another comment saying, you know, from a kind lady, because she said it sets her teeth on edge. So I thought, right, listen to feedback, and yeah, I've got some wipes now. So, you know, obviously I always have wipes downstairs, but I didn't necessarily have them here. So, but I'm here with the wipes today, and that's what I'm using. So hopefully nobody's teeth are on edge or anything else. So and I'll see how I get on, because I haven't ever actually used wipes. I've always just used tissue. Right, just pop that like that, and then the flower, kind of have that there. Oh, it's there kind of again. Right, now just grab a bit of cleanish paper. I did also bring along some sheet music, so I don't know whether we can just accommodate any of that in here somewhere. Look. Now, these fabric embellishments, they have been inspired by Pearl and Button. Lovely channel that, again, I've come across recently. She does some lovely videos, and she's been doing some of these. I should have stuck this down first, never mind, maybe for the next one. She does some lovely videos. Again, I've just come across her recently, but worth checking her out. I will obviously link her below, but she did some absolutely gorgeous fabric and, you know, paper embellishments. Really, I mean, super gorgeous. So yeah, definitely worth having a look at her channel. I'm kind of working my way through channels at the moment. I've got loads and loads and loads in my watch list, because I've kind of stop saying that now, because I've picked up a lot of new you know, new to me channels. So I'm really enjoying watching all these new channels that I hadn't kind of, oh my gosh, I've said it again, that I hadn't come across before. And yeah, hers was one of them. So I've only watched 1 or 2 of her videos so far, but really gorgeous things that she made. I mean, certainly her clusters were absolutely gorgeous. So definitely check her out. Oh, I love that blue on there. It's really pretty. I've had a few people ask about my flower trims. Now these flower trims, I have bought these from a shop in the Lake District. So they're, you know, I haven't bought them anywhere that's a generic shop. It's an independent little shop there. And, you know, we go there occasionally from time to time, and I just stock up and buy kind of a few different colours, you know, a metre's worth, because a metre obviously gets you a lot of flowers. I mean, that's probably 30 centimetres there. And I mean, I can't count this, you know, while I'm here just talking, but you know, there's obviously quite a few flowers just in that 30 centimetres. So a metre gives you a lot of flowers. But unfortunately, it is an independent shop that, you know, isn't widely available. So I've had a few people ask where I get them, but I have looked on eBay before, you know, when we haven't kind of been going to the Lake District, you know, for a while, and I'm beginning to kind of run low on my stash of them because I do love them. And I'm sure I've come across them on eBay. So I will double check, hopefully, and, you know, mention it again in another video. But I'm sure that, you know, you'd be able to find them quite easily on eBay. I would have searched for something just like fabric flower trim or something like that. Or maybe leave the word fabric out and just flower trim. So if you're looking for them, you know, I'm sure they will come up just under fabric, fabric flower trim. I'm going to tear this, I think, because it looks quite square on the edges. I'm just going to kind of tear that round a little bit. Don't necessarily want to kind of tear it everywhere, but I'll just tear it across the top, I think. And then I might just rough it up here. Yeah, I'm sure you can find those flowers kind of, you know, pretty easily everywhere. They're just gorgeous. The ones that I have bought, you know, they only have obviously a few colours, but I've bought obviously this blue. Sometimes I've managed to get a pink. It's not a baby pink as such, it's brighter than that, but you know, it's probably a similar shade of pink to this is blue. So I've managed to get, yeah, pink. I've also had a hot pink, purple, that's a very deep purple colour, gold, which I love the gold. I mean, you've probably seen me use most of these colours, to be honest. And grey, I think, is the other colour. They don't always have all those colours. You know, sometimes they have some, sometimes they don't. I mean, when I go next time, you know, perhaps I could try buying some and running it in my shop or something. I won't be going there for a while, but, you know, I could try that and see if it goes down well. If that would be of interest to people. Right, going to glue the fabric flower on with the hot glue just because that's really nice and quick. And the same with this. Now these little plastic flowers or resin, or, you know, these, I think I got these from the Wish app. Again, I'm pretty sure they're available on eBay. But I think, if I recall, I did get them from Wish. And again, I would have just searched for flower trim. Obviously not fabric flower trim, but just flower trim. Oops, might just pop a bit of lace down the side as well. Just because, well, why not? So, there we go. Just pop that down like that. trim that then off at the side. And then I can't resist my bits of bling, and I thought I had some here. I actually thought I just had a little 3 that I had kind of spotted as I was just about to turn the video on. Now I can't see it anywhere. My desk, honestly, it's such a tip. I've been doing a lot of, well, I mean, as you probably know, I've been doing a lot of videos, but lots of various videos, you know, lots of different things. So, which I'm loving and really having a lot of fun. The only thing is, obviously, if you're doing lots of different things, then that means you're going to have lots of different things on your desk. So my desk is kind of even worse than normal at the moment. And, you know, my desk's always pretty appalling. So it's really bad at the moment. Okay. So that's my first kind of fabric and paper cluster. Oops. Obviously you could stitch around that, you could stitch down here, or, you know, stitch kind of somewhere on it. I obviously haven't got my sewing machine here, so I'm not going to. I don't necessarily think it needs it. I think it looks, you know, perfectly fine on its own. Just going to bring that to the camera a bit. So that's the first one. We might as well do another one while we're here, so I'll just pop that to one side. So I'm just going to bring in, again, a piece from the kit, which is a little doily piece, and I'm going to do it this way up this time. I might use another frame. I just love using frames, honestly. I know that I have just sat here saying that, but really love them. There's just, I don't know. I don't know why I love them. I just really do. Maybe I will use this, actually, which would be kind of nice. Right. Now, I've also got this weird fabric. I don't know what this is, but it's, can you see that? It's a creasy, crinkly type fabric. So I might try and see how that would look. I don't know what that would look like. Let's try. This is some fabric that was kindly gifted to me by my friend at work. So I'll just try that. You know, hence I don't know what it's actually called or anything, what you would refer to it as. Now, it's probably a bit big, so I'm just going to trim it down here at this edge. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're doing some crafting, having a nice time. We've finally had, you know, proper nice summer weather, which has been awesome, and not before time, I must say. It was high time that we did have some nice weather. I was beginning to think that summer was just never ever going to come, so it's been fantastic. Well, I say that, it's only really been fantastic for about 2 days now, so it's not like, you know, we're suddenly having the best summer ever or anything, but it's definitely improved to how it has been, which it has been rubbish. So yeah, had a really lovely day yesterday. Again, I don't know when this video will go up, so it might be that when I'm actually putting this video up, the weather might have been back to being rubbish. So if you're in the UK and you're watching and this hasn't gone up straight away, I'm not lying. It's just that the video might not be following a kind of, you know, pattern necessarily. Although I have to be honest, it feels back to being muggy today and I can't really see any sun in sight. So again, this is Sunday morning. I'm just quickly sneaking in a video while everyone's still in bed. Not my daughter, but my sons are in bed. My husband's up downstairs with my daughter. He's doing some exercise, which he's suddenly decided he needs to do. Yeah, I heard Rachel from Roxy Creations a few weeks, months, I don't know, a few videos back anyway, saying about her husband, and he suddenly was getting worried about his, you know, his middle. And it seems that my husband now has also got that, so he's got that kind of middle-age spread, I suppose you'd call it, going on. So he carries his weight round the middle. You know, lots of men, I think, do tend to do that, don't they? I mean, he doesn't drink or anything, so it's not a big up as such. But he does carry it around the middle. So that's where he's focusing on. So far he's been doing quite a bit of cardio. And, you know, kind of, I'm not sure it's focusing on the right places. So I said yesterday, well, why don't you look on YouTube and kind of actually target the areas that you're trying to target. So he did certainly look at some videos. I don't know whether that's what he's actually down there doing now. But I don't know. He's making an effort anyway to try and shift it. So oops. I'm personally like a lot of women who I'm like the opposite to my husband, don't really carry it around the middle, but mine would just go straight to my hips and my bum area. So yeah, I do work out regularly, you know, I do it every day, in fact, except for Sundays, and I do lots of yoga as well. But you know, I think we all have areas that just as soon as you put on any weight or anything, you know, it just goes instantly there, doesn't it? So those are my areas, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately, I mean, I'm sure that he thinks his area is just as difficult to shift as kind of my areas, to be honest, you know. But definitely it seems to kind of get worse, doesn't it, as you get older. There we go. Good, kind of pop a bit of doily. Oh, I love that. I'm going to pop some doily behind there. I unclogged my glue before coming on for this video because I thought, right, let's be nice and organised. And now it's just instantly clogged back up. So irritating. Right, okay. Just want to say a massive thank you, actually. Yeah, I seem to have got lots and lots of new subscribers recently, and oh, just thank you so much. I feel really ecstatic that kind of, you know, things are now kind of hopefully, you know, really kind of picking up. So thank you so much. And, you know, please don't think that that detracts from any of my old, you know, that's not in a geriatric old way, but my, you existing or long-standing subscribers. I really appreciate, you know, support from both new and old subscribers. So thank you so much. I've been just really blown away by people's lovely kindness, and yeah, hopefully this is kind of really exciting, because obviously, you know, it encourages you to do more videos and kind of you know, keep going. Whereas when you're going through a bit of a slump, obviously kind of your that probably comes across in your work, doesn't it? So yeah, I just want to say massive thank you, because I'm so grateful to, you know, both new and old. And as I say, that old is not old in the age sense, but yeah, really appreciate everybody's support. So thank you so much, and welcome to new subscribers, and thank you and hi to kind of existing subscribers. So I think, you know, we talked about this before, but any kind of negatives do seem to be from outside of the junk journal community, and definitely, you know, it's been a bit reinforced really over these last few or couple of weeks. Again, that may be not the case by the time this video goes up, unless it goes up quite soon. That again, I've been just overwhelmed by kind of how lovely our lovely junk journal community seems. I mean, obviously, you know, like most of us, I probably have my, you know, lovely people who kind of comment regularly and often, and really so touching, because you feel like you do get to know people, and that's kind of how I feel. I have kind of a few people who just, you know, regularly comment, and of course, you know, like I said before, I am the world's worst person for not commenting, because, you know, so often I'm, you know, exercising or cooking or, you know, journaling, you know, kind of doing something else, that it's not really convenient to actually, sorry, I'm looking for my faux diamante trim. There we go. Oh, that's that piece I was looking for just now. Yeah, so I'm the world's worst for not commenting, and you know, not because I don't want to, but just because I'm not really in a situation that I can get my hands on the keyboard, and sometimes I comment whilst I'm doing things, and I don't know whether this happens to anybody else, but I click, you know, to leave the comment, and then I reread it and think, oh gosh, I've just written something ridiculous, or, you know, I don't know, had a typo or something like that. So yeah, and also sometimes I do find, and this happens when I'm trying to respond to comments, it just constantly times out, and I type my comment, you know, my reply, and then it just keeps saying the request's timed out, and I may have to click reply and go back, and it says keep writing or discard comment, and that might happen about, you know, 5-6 times, sometimes more. I don't know what that's about, but that's obviously on my iPad. I don't know whether it's to do with the internet connection, but it's very irritating because it kind of drags it out completely. But anyway, yeah, I can't remember even what I was saying there, but yes, I do have kind of people who comment regularly, and that is just so appreciated. You really do feel like you get to know people, and you know, that's just so lovely. Right, so through all that waffling whilst I was doing that, I have obviously completed this second piece. Now, I added that little stamped butterfly there just because this piece was looking quite colourless for me. So I've just added that because I felt like it needed a splash of colour, and obviously that's got the black ink, which just lifted it slightly for me. So that's my two little fabric kind of cluster pieces. So if I just pull in a journal, if I have one handy, hold on. Oh, I haven't really got a journal that I'm working on at the moment. I've been, you know, kind of busy with other things, but I'll just pull in this. So that's that one there. And then that is that one there. So they look really pretty, don't they? And I mean, as I say, in that kit there's loads and loads and loads of kind of little bits and bobs, so you know, you could kind of layer things up quite nicely kind of on a page. You could, you know, yeah, like layer things up and pop lots of little bits and bobs and things all over. But anyway, so yeah, I hope that you like them. As I say, these were inspired by Pearl and Button. Gorgeous channel. Hers were stunning, so I'm going to link her below, and do check her out because she just made the most lovely clusters. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a really great day. Thanks then, bye.